Hey everybody, you probably saw the little teaser video we put out a little while ago with Mark's 84 GT. So Mark is our grand poobah of UPR, if you will. He's the father of everything UPR basically, and his son Joe together built UPR products. So it's only fitting that Mark gets a cool car. And what you're seeing here is an 84 GT that's like a time capsule. It's really, really clean. And to step it up for Mark, make it easy to drive, go anywhere, have no worries, what do? You Coyote swap it. Coyote swap right now is probably the most popular K-member kit and parts and accessories that we put out in UPR right now. Everybody's Coyote swapping these Fox bodies. You gotta think about it. To make 460 horsepower out of a 302, you almost have to supercharge it. As you go a little further, it makes sense to take a Gen 3 Coyote, a 6R or a 10R, and throw it into one of these cars.
Yeah, we haven't even done the, we haven't driven it that much yet, but you got to think in a car this light, I bet this car's going to get 30 miles per gallon cruising. You know what I mean? It is a nice, very streetable combo. I can't wait to get it out.
I'm not saying it's a grandma car, but hey, Mark's a grandpa. Shout out to Mark. But, he wants something he can jump in, hit the key, go cruising with Jake and Joe, and just go have fun without worrying about the car. And this is the perfect setup. Gen 3 Coyote, 10R80 control pack. Shout out to Luan Motorsports for putting this all together for us. We had the wheels put on real recently. We'll talk about those in a second. But again, just check out the car. Super clean, real nice, just complete GT that's locked. Of course, leave that to Mark. Billet Specialties wheels all the way around. And of course, the Gen 3 Coyote. So using UPR's K-member, which is basically a 2005-96 K-member. That's going to be your 96 to 04 K-member, paired with Fox body arms, and you have a Coyote swap. So that's going to allow you to put a modular or Coyote engine into a Fox body. As you can see, it fits pretty well. Got plenty of room considering how wide these engines are. Intake setup is temporary. We're going to change it up a little bit. This is something that we just got back from them. As you can see, we have our caster camera plates in place. We've got Viking coilovers. There's it's got AC, power steering, fully functional. This is like having a 2018 Mustang, but in a Fox body. So
yeah, much lighter body.
Much lighter body. Very clean and just an iconic look. Even has the GTS headlight cover still on it. You probably can't even find those anymore. But let's put this up in the air and we'll check out a few things and kind of show you guys around. All right, so now it's on a lift. We can kind of get underneath here and show you the meat and potatoes of the swap and all the stuff that you can get from uprproducts.com or any UPR products dealer. So again, starting at the bottom, we've got our UPR K-member. It's a tubular K-member, chromoly in this case. We do have them offered in mild steel as well. This K-member has factory style mounting pads for our modular, or in this case, a Coyote engine. We're using UPR's adjustable engine mounts, and those will adjust from either a 1/4 inch drop up to a 1/2 inch lift. So you can adjust the height of the engine. And that's gonna depend on what pan you have. This has a Gen 2 swap pan on it. If you have a Holly pan, you can maybe lower a little bit more. If you have a Gen 3 pan, you might need to raise it. So again, this car's got AC and it's got power steering, electric power steering, everything else going on. So this is where we set this one up. It's got a power steering rack here. We've got our bump steer kit, our lower control arms, and of course you can see the Viking coilovers in the front. The double adjustable coilovers let us dial in the ride quality on the street and really dial in a hook at the track. So it's a really best of both worlds. Can't recommend them enough. This car also uses stainless 1 7/8 headers. We've got a 10R80 in here. We've got a Stifler's transmission cross member, locating the transmission just perfectly, and it looks great doing it. We've got our PST drive shaft. As we move to the rear, you'll see we have our lower and upper control arms. We have an adjustable upper with the urethane bushing on the body side, spherical bushing in the rear end. This is like the meat and potatoes setup. We sell tons of this for street Fox bodies. The lower control arms are non-adjustable. They do have the tab for a sway bar. And in this case, we're using the UPR's 2007-100 part number spring kit. So it's a weld-in spring pocket that's adjustable. In this case, we're using a 10-inch, 200-pound spring on this car. This is a full body, full weight car. As you saw, batteries in the front, but we have the full-size fuel tank in here. And this allows us to get ride height adjustability. And if you want to change spring rate, if we find that this is either too stiff or too soft, you just change the rear springs. You don't have to buy a whole kit. So it's a really ingenious way to work. And it's great for classes like Coyote stock or other style classes that require you to use a factory style spring setup and not a coilover.
Yeah, this rear suspension package, it's pretty much dead on what I did that YouTube video with the kind of my recommended recipe for a street driven Fox body. I mean, by having the polyurethane bushings here and here, but then also putting the spherical here so that you get rid of the bind. Like, you know, this is a great streetable setup that you can still drag race. I mean, you can see here that when we picked up the car, we had the street wheels on it, you know, but yeah, we wanted to take the track and test out a bit. So got with our friends at Mickey Thompson and ordered some drag rails here. And we ordered the same wheel that we had all the way around, but just in the single bead lock. And then our friends at Retro Customs mounted and balanced these up for us. It turned out great. But yeah, this thing, I mean, it really should dead hook, you know, on this car with an NA Gen 3 Coyote. But I mean, it's got to be fast, right? I mean,
absolutely. You got to think, again, 460 horsepower at least. That's what they rate it at. Now we've got headers, X-pipes, stuff like that done. Again, this suspension, we sell so much of this because people will call all the time and say, should I use the Pro Series, which is all solid Heim joints, or should I use the Elite Series, which is urethane? I tell them all the time, 25-year-old Steve would have had solid suspension, 4-inch exhaust, but you know what? 50-year-old Steve, I want nice cruisable comfort. The other thing about our bushings on the urethane bushings, we use a really heavy tool steel pin that encapsulates the bolt. So you're going to have less chance of that pin getting distorted or getting pulled out under power. And that's true for our lower control arms with the urethane bushing as well as our upper control arm with the urethane bushing. It's a UPR exclusive. And like Shrad was saying, this thing should dead hook. And you know, we've got plenty of adjustability with the double adjustable Viking shocks in the rear, the double adjustable struts in the front. We can also adjust our pinion angle with our adjustable uppers. So the car's got a lot of great features for a street car, but it's also going to make it really versatile for track days for when Mark wants to take it down the track. We're looking forward to seeing this out at shows like Cars and Coffee locally, as well as some other shows. But what we're really looking forward to is seeing Mark, Joe, and Jake get out there and enjoy their cars. You hear that, guys? So let's get this down. We're going to do a little bit more walk around and check it all out. And you know, if you guys have questions, call us at their tech line, 561-588-6630, or email us at sales@uprproducts.com. We happy to go over what it took to put this together. And you know, your build may be different than others. It depends on which header you want to use, which pan you want to use. Are you going to supercharge it? But there's so many Coyote swaps out there. It just makes sense to do them these days. It just makes the car that much better, more enjoyable. Not that I don't love the sound of a cammed small block Ford with a blower on it, 'cause there's nothing like that. But you know, when you're looking for something that's daily drivable, Coyote swap's the way to go. So kind of recapping, you know, the biggest thing about the car is it was really a team effort. We really can't take credit for everything on this car. UPR suspension, yes. UPR K member, absolutely. You can buy the Viking shocks and such through UPR products, but we sincerely want to thank the crew at Luan Motorsports. Willie, you guys knocked it out of the park on this build. We really appreciate all the stuff that you guys do for us. We want to appreciate Bear Brakes for jumping on board with a killer set of brakes on this car. We want to thank, of course, Billet Specialties for helping us out with the wheels. We want to thank Viking Performance for the front and rear struts and the shocks. The same stuff you can buy from us for your vehicle. Again, the guys at Viking have been fantastic with us at UPR, and we're proud to be a partner with them. We want to thank the custom shop in Miami. Kiko, you killed it on a stereo. It's awesome. We want to thank, again, you know, John at Retro Customs for mounting up the rear wheels. And you know, there's a lot of little touches on this car that you might catch, you might miss. So definitely come out and check it out at the shows. But again, it's a super clean Fox body. I love that it's a 4i. I love that it's a white on black car. You get the Recaro interior. I mean, it's just iconic and classic. And just can't wait to see them out enjoying this car.
I'm gonna nerd out and say, as an old school Fox body guy, like this sound right here. I know it's cheesy, but this car is so tight. You know what I mean? Like it's really, really fresh.
You Fox body ASMR guys, turn it up. You can close your eyes and know that sound.
That's right.
But again, there's still a few little touch-ups here and there to do. You're going to see more and more about this car going on. We're going to do some Q&As with it. We're going to do some stuff to show you how easy it is to change things on the car if you want to. But for the most part, it's just a nice, clean Coyote swap. We're really happy to have one in-house here so we can start showing more and more stuff about it. You know, really thrilled to watch Mark enjoy his car.